What's going on, guys? My name is Vires, and today I decided to do a ramble video, partially to give you some content to listen to while you're skilling and making gains, but also partially to give myself something to look back on to see my mindset at the time and current account progression and compare where my account goes to where I think it'll go right now. Um, some history about me or my account is pretty much it's only 200 mil woodcutting. That's pretty much all my account is. Um, I burnt out of maxing in July and saw Avatar Evan streaming woodcutting and thought it'd be fun to try and do a little bit of post 99 XP with woodcutting. And I just never stopped. Never felt like I didn't want to do the skill. Always enjoyed it all the way to 200 mil. Back when I was going for maxing, pretty much all I had left was Viables and Slayer, and I didn't have any money. And so I was doing Slayer, and I just really hated it, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And so I just started woodcutting, and wasn't really going for 200 mil until like 70 or 80 mil, and then I decided that, well, I made it this far, so I might as well just go for it. But I really enjoyed the skill all the way through. It gave me a lot of confidence in being able to skill for long periods of time, and that I could do pretty much any skill, I think. So I finished at the end of January, so I've been fishing for about 3 weeks now. And I think I would be in a post woodcut depression a little bit because I enjoy the skill so much if I didn't enjoy fishing a lot too. Been cut eating. Didn't really understand the difference between cut eat and eat cut, and so I just decided to learn cut eat. And by the time I got it down, everyone was telling me that eat cut is a lot easier and it's a lot more chill. And I tried to learn eat cut, and I just didn't like it, and I couldn't really get it down. There's some things about cut eat that I just enjoy a lot more, so I will most likely be doing cut eat all the way to 200 mil. With woodcutting, I enjoy the skill a lot, and I never felt like I wanted to do another skill, at least to any real extent. And so I did 200 mil straight, and I kind of feel that that's how fishing will go as well. I enjoy the skill right now. There isn't a whole lot of other skills that I could see myself being tempted by, and there aren't a whole lot of other skills that I can just immediately pick up and do right now. A lot of the skills require me to have money or some other requirement to get, so I could just jump into the skill. I would have to get the Rex for the skill to do it in the most efficient way possible, and I think that kind of deters me from wanting to do anything else other than fishing. But I think even without that, I'd want to do fishing straight. I don't I don't really know how long it'll take me. I think it depends on what I'm doing this summer, if I have unlimited free time or not. But if I have unlimited free time during the summer, I could see myself finishing it right before or right after the end of the summer, like maybe another month after or something, depending on how much I play this summer. But we'll see how it goes. I will be applying for internships, or not applying, I'll be interviewing for internships in the next couple weeks. And most of them offer internships for both the summer and the fall. So I will be really pushing to try and get a fall internship to both test myself and kind of make some fat gains during the summer, and also just give myself a break from IRL because school has been a lot and I've had a lot of other IRL obligations going on. So I'd like to take a summer of just hanging out, having fun with friends, and then also playing a lot of RuneScape. But I also think it'll be interesting to test myself. I really believe that being a RuneScape neat and trying to put in big days in and out, or day in and day out, when you don't have anything else really going on, is very hard. And I think it's shown by a lot of people that a lot of people just can't do it, especially for a long period of time of logging in and doing a 12 plus EHP day every day for an extended period of time when they have nothing else going on. So it will be interesting to see if I'll be able to do, if I have the free time to do it, if I will be able to do something like that, or if I burn out, or if I, go run rooftops for a while or something like that. But I'm pretty confident. I think I'll be able to do some big weeks if I have the free time to do so. But my future plans, I'm not true worried about what I'm going to do after, but I think it would be interesting to do Hunter afterwards. Um, After I finish fishing, my account will pretty much just be woodcutting and fishing, and I think at that point it would be pretty cool to do tutor mill in all the gatherers, and that pretty much be the only stuff on my account. I think that would be a very unique account and unique goal that no one else has really gone for. And if I wanted to do that, I'd have to do Hunter first because I don't have the money to do mining because mining is now viable with how expensive the smoldering stones are. But we'll see what happens. I've got a while to go before I need to make up my mind of what I want to do next. Um, some other skills that appeal to me are rune crafting. I think I really enjoyed getting that to 99 back when I did it. It was my first 99. But again, I've got things standing in my way of I need 99 crafting for the cape to bank at the craft guild. And then also I need some money to fund all of the supplies. So again, I'd have to do Hunter first or make money on an alt, but I have so little money I couldn't even get gear on an alt and get my alt up that doing Hunter seems like the most logical step afterwards. I'm not too concerned about where exactly I go there, though. One of my main motivation sources is climbing EHP and EHP ranks, and I'm finally getting to the point where I can pass people that are still active in the community and people I know, whereas before it was a bunch of people who were on 0 weeks and I never heard of before, and they just maxed and did some PVM and then burnt. So I'm very excited to start climbing into actual ranks, getting my rank in Omnia up, like climb to 3 banana and stuff like that. And if I had a summer of unlimited free time, I'd definitely be climbing in the ranks a lot, which would be very enjoyable. Another skill that interests me is firemaking. I'd like to bank firemaking at least. I think firemaking will never be cheaper than it is now. It's 0.5 GP per XP. And so I could pretty much almost bank it. I liquidated my entire bank. I hopped on the minimalistic fishing gear and NMZ gear train, and I actually had 60 mil worth of items in my bank, which is surprising. I didn't think I even had that much. So I think I could use that and bank at least most of firemaking, so I could have that in my back pocket if I ever wanted to knock out some firemaking XP. But I think if I did that, I wouldn't get 200 mil, just so I could, get all the cool 200 mils, not have it cluttered by uninteresting or really easy 200 mils that don't really have any meaning or accomplishment to me. Another exciting thing that's coming up this summer, regardless of whether or not I have unlimited free time, is Fantasy HP. I really enjoyed that last summer, and I'm even surprised I got a captain that even because I had like less than 1,000 EHP when the draft started and when I got the captain position of a team. And I still did really well. I got third in Fantasy HP, even though I didn't know who anyone was when I was drafting, and I was pretty much basing it off of like current year and current month. And I wasn't like good friends with anyone on my team, so I think it'll be a lot more fun if I can be a captain again this upcoming season because I'd know who everyone was, and I'd definitely be a lot better drafting people and motivating people than I was last year. On top of that, I also made a program. I wrote a program to pull data from CML and rank the top 1K people in EHP based off of their current. I made tar. Yikes. Based off of their current year and current month and some other stats. And so that will be really helpful to have a list of people so I don't forget anyone that would be a good pick that no one really knows about that's doing like a big year or something. So that'll be really useful. So I'm very excited for Fantasy HP. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I think that's a really good community event. It pulls people together that aren't in the same clans and really motivates people to do big weeks and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that that's run again this year, but I definitely think it will be. I think there's Even if it's not run by the same person, even if Ging doesn't run it, I think someone will run it because it was a really good event for the community. Another comp that I was in was the Solace comp. That was like last weekend. It was a 48-hour comp, and I was on a team with Harry. Uh, and we weren't gonna win because we weren't gonna do any like sleep deprivation or anything, but we definitely wanted to do really well. And so we started our 6 hours, and we both forgot to update right before the 6 hour log. And so mine had like 8 EHP on it from the entire day because I didn't update all day, and his had some problem too. So we both didn't get our 6 hours counted in the comp, and so we were very behind. We ended up finishing 7th out of 19th, which was I was happy with. I think we did pretty well regardless. We barely beat Dan S's team, which felt good. I think we would have been third place if we had our 6 hour logs because I think it was like 10 EHP we lost. But it was fun regardless. I think I probably would have played more had we had the 6 hour logs because we would have been actually competing. But I definitely enjoyed it. I think one thing I'd like to see in the future is some competitions that aren't just straight up, teams of X number of people and it's just a static like week comp or 48 hour comp or something like that. I'd like to see. I've had some ideas for comps. Like one of my ideas is get like teams of three, and it starts off with a week comp, and based off of how you place in that, you get seeded into a double elimination tournament. So if you win the week comp, then you would play the team that did the worst in the week comp in the tournament, and then like the tournament would be, I don't know, like a 4 day game or 4 day matchup, and then you take a day off so everyone could do a 6 hour the next day, and then do another 4 day round and stuff like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. That's an interesting idea. That'd have to be during the summer though, because it would take a while, depending on how many teams there are. But another idea I had was do like a 3 person or person on a team comp where one person has to be from Omnia, one person has to be from Solus, and one person has to be from Sigma. So you kind of get the clans interconnecting, and it's not just like, oh, this team has everyone from the same clan and they're all friends. It kind of gets you to talk to people in other clans, and a lot of the HLC doesn't really interact with the lower clans. So I think that would be fun to do a comp like that. I don't know if it'd be a week comp or what, but I think that would be a lot of fun to do. Another subject I want to talk about, which was kind of related, is uh, the widening requirements or the raising requirements for the high level clans. Even clans that don't raise requirements, they're still growing because top 1K is growing a lot. And I think it's getting harder and harder to get into the top 1K because that gap between when you decide you want to start going for EHP and when you can finally make it into a plan that'll motivate you is growing. And so spending like 1.2k EHP by yourself trying to make it into one of these clans is a lot harder, and it's something that no one's really had to do before. And I could definitely tell that my gains and motivation and ability grind improved a lot when I joined a high level clan. Sitting in TeamSpeak with friends is a lot more motivating than like sitting by yourself listening to music and not having anyone around you to motivate you. Even if you're in a clan, most of the clans that aren't like HLC clans um, aren't really a good source of motivation for just like straight up EHP gains. So I think like one of those comps I was talking about might alleviate some problems like that, but I'm curious to see if like that problem actually means that there will be less people joining the HLC in the future because it's just so much harder to get in the HLC, and so people are more likely to burn out because they don't have the motivation of a clan to help them get to the top 1K. that was definitely a problem I had when I was 1K EHP, was trying to get into one of the HLC clans and motivate myself when I didn't really know anyone or talk to anyone to any real capacity. Like, I wasn't in TeamSpeak, I didn't join another clan. So I definitely wasn't doing any big weeks, and I didn't have a lot of motivation until I joined an HLC clan. Well, I think I've run out of things to talk about. Been a little bit of a shorter ramble video than I think most other ramble videos, but my voice is kind of giving out, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I might make another one after the Fantasy HP draft. Release my list of players and how I rank them, and talk about the draft and what players I got and how I see teams doing and stuff like that. But until then, I will see y'all later. Appreciate you listening to 15 minutes of me talking about my account and other random stuff. Thanks for watching.